The best atmosphere in world football. Those are the words of Ronaldinho after he played here at Portsmouth's Fratton Park, a sentiment that's been echoed by so many within the game. Fast forward 15 years since that night in the UEFA Cup, it's been a rollercoaster ride on the south coast. From the threat of liquidation to relegation to League Two, this is a city that's never given up on its football club. And to this day, Fratton Park remains one of the most intense atmospheres in football. And we're here to find out what makes Fratton Park so special. Portsmouth, the only island city in England and home to two-time FA Cup winners, Portsmouth FC. A football club and city like no other, their journey has not been straightforward. But with the club now sitting top of the table, we made the trip to the south coast to speak to lifelong fans about that journey and experience the unique Fratton Park atmosphere.
In Portsmouth, you don't get to pick the football club. The football club picks you.
Good.
It's a one-club city, it's an island city. You don't get a choice in the matter, quite simply put.
What kind of sucked you into being a big Pompey fan?
I know it's a little bit cliche, but just the atmosphere and just how much you can see that it means to the people of this city.
I mean, it's cliche, but you're there for life. You can't back out from it once you're in the door. It is an addiction, I think, at this point.
During the last 15 years, the journey hasn't been an easy one for Portsmouth fans. 3 relegations and twice going into administration, all thanks to poor financial management by previous ownership. We were very close to losing Portsmouth Football Club altogether.
We were sort of a judge's hammer away from being put into liquidation. That's probably the ultimate, because you could have never come back from that, I don't think.
Honestly, I'd go to school thinking, have I got a football club to come back home and support?
I was on the Isle of Wight and I went out for a friend's birthday on I want to say it was a Friday night, and I was fully expecting, when I woke up at 11 a.m. the next morning with a hangover, the club was supposed to liquidate at about 9:30, 10 o'clock the next morning.
You know, that was a wild ride between 2009 and 2013, when you were constantly in court, constantly having points taken off us, and we managed to find a way out of trouble, and that is largely thanks to the fans here. It was when the Supporters Trust took over, it was at the time the biggest fan-owned football club there was.
After the fans' trust saved the club, the tide began to turn for Portsmouth FC. Promotion from League Two followed in 16-17, along with the arrival of former Disney CEO Michael Eisner, who purchased the club from the fans and allowed them to believe again. A Checkatrade Trophy win at Wembley in 2019 was a memorable moment for Pompey fans, but this season, things have really ramped up.
When you then fast forward to now, and the 15 months under John Messina we've had have been the best 15 months we've seen as a football club in a decade, that's only going to provoke the most fantastic response. The owners deserve massive credit. This place hasn't been rocking like it has in my 20 years of watching this football club, I don't think. Yeah, it's something quite special, and the fact that you can twin the work that's gone on with the stands and the stadium with a revitalised, re-energised fan base, I think that's an absolutely deadly combination, and Fratton Park is somewhere that no team wants to come and play at the minute.
At the heart of Portsmouth's success this season is club captain Marlon Pack. A boyhood Pompey fan, he grew up with a season ticket and blocked near the South Stand, and he is now leading the club on the pitch through a historic chapter.
Marlon Pack, local legend.
Oof, what is there to say about Marlon Pack?
As the song goes, he's one of our own.
Where are we sat?
Well, just by the director's box, in the posh seats. Yeah, we're in the South Stand, not too far from where I had a season ticket as a kid growing up supporting Portsmouth. So, yeah, decent view. You can see all the pitch, and yeah, she's looking good at the minute.
When you've got that local connection, when it's your club, you reckon you get that extra 5-10% in your game? They're all playing with their heart on their sleeves, but you're not going to get a better example of that than Marlon. When we score a goal, he probably celebrates just as much as 18, 19, 20,000 Pompey fans that are here.
At Peterborough, I'm seeing all my dad's mates that I used to come to the games with, and they're celebrating me. So it's knowing everyone, which sometimes is a good thing, but sometimes it's a bad thing, because everyone knows what you've been up to, or know your business,
I know to get you.
or know your dog's cousin or something like that.
I mean, I know his cousin for starters. He lives a couple of doors down from me. So there's that local connection, that massive connection, and I think for us as well is the fact that we could have somebody from our city who was born here, went to school here, grew up here, and could lift that League One title trophy, or league, or whatever promotion trophy we get, whether it's first or it's second. That's very unique, because you don't get that anymore?
At the minute, there's parts of me at time where I feel I get actually quite emotional and choked up, even looking back at results this year and the potential what we could achieve. So, come the end of the season, I dread to think what state I'm going to be in, especially when I see like my family in the crowd and stuff like that. And last year, so when I first came, so like I said, I didn't actually realise it was like we played Coventry at home in a pre-season friendly, and I was like, wow, Fratton Park, like got goosebumps. And then Sheffield Wednesday away, near enough a full away end, and that like I had goosebumps, and I was like, wow, yeah, that's kind of like the reason why I came back as such. You know what I mean? To have that feeling that I didn't know I had, or was in the kind of back of my mind.
Yeah. After 7 years in League One, this season could be the year Portsmouth secure promotion to the Championship. Topping the table since September, John Mazzino's side have not looked back, and the fans have loved every step of the journey. In the final weeks of the season, the support of the Fratton Park crowd has become more crucial than ever, dragging the team over the line.
There was 10 to 15 minutes at the end of the Oxford game. We were 2-1 up, and there was just constant Blue Army and play at Pompey from all four corners of this stadium. That is exactly what got us over the line. The players and the fans can take equal credit for the share in those 3 points.
When this place gets going, I genuinely do not think there is a better atmosphere in English football than here at Fratton Park. I mean, the famous clip that everybody always talks about is that game against AC Milan that we had here back in 2008, where it was 90 minutes just full of noise around these four walls, and I don't think anybody had a voice left at the end of it.
Yeah, AC Milan game was the one that completely stands out for me, because that atmosphere was unbelievable.
The next level.
Flip back to a few weeks ago now at Fratton Park, there was Oxford away, and it just had, for me, reminiscent of that atmosphere. And to compare a Europa League game against AC Milan atmosphere to a League One fixture against Oxford just probably sums up how special the fans are here.
On the 16th of April, all Portsmouth required was a win against Barnsley to secure the League One title and promotion to the Championship. A sellout Fratton Park awaited on what had the potential to be a historic night under the lights.
Come on, Pompey! Fly on, Pompey!
What makes Fratton Park so special?
It's got something about it, and when it gets kicking and when it gets going, there is not a fan base that can compete in the terraces. Every club's got a bit of flavour about them, hasn't it? Every club's got something different about them. I think Pompey, probably more than the majority, have got so much going for them in terms of a stadium, a fan base, this season a group of players to match as well, so it's the perfect storm.
If we go a goal down, rather than sort of starting to get a little bit testy, if that's the right word, it tends to result in us back in the side even more.
When you're an island, you kind of all knit in closer together. I think that football is the symbolisation of that collective spirit and that collective mentality. So to me, it's no surprise that a football club like this, in a city like this, is so well backed, is so well supported, and creates the atmosphere that it creates.
When the going gets tough, Pompey fans get tougher. And
I genuinely don't know what I'd do without the club. It's an integral part of my life. You know, you go through difficult times in your life, you go through, breakups, bereavements, all of these things that happen in everyone's life. It's just a constant, and it will always be there, hopefully, which isn't something I'd have said in late 2009.
Actually, what sort of feels different this season?
Nothing at the moment. There was a famous quote from Alan Ball who said, "This city went to war." And that's what he tried to get the message over to his players, what it should mean to them to play for people like the Portsmouth fans.
You know, the way the last few years have gone, look, there's always been a good support here, but there's never been that fever pitch night where we could really get ourselves going, or there's something we can genuinely grasp. Look, the promotion from League Two was great, but this season feels different.
And I think there's been so much adversity here over the years, and people just become stronger because of it.
And naturally, it's kind of just sticking with the lads and trusting us to find a way, because we will find a way, and we'll find a way doing it our way.
They're a side that doesn't know when they're beaten.
Can't put it into words how much it would mean.
There's a feeling the good days really are coming back.
You could imagine how desperate this place is, this city is, to get back into the Championship, and not just that, but the element of we've done it, we've been there, we've been in the depths, we've had the slump, we're on the way up, we're back on the rise again. And
7 promotions in 57 years isn't a lot. So the one thing you've got to do is savour it. Savour it and remember it, because they don't come along too often.
As a young kid, as Marlon Pack growing up in the centre of Portsmouth, it would have meant everything to now actually realise that.
Are Pompey on their way back?
I think they are.
yeah, I think we are on our way back. I think we're in a really good position. We haven't been in this strong of a position for a very long time.
Would you change anything?
I genuinely don't think we'd probably be appreciating quite as much what we've got now had we not had those rough times.
Nothing. People say, would you have not won the FA Cup if you could have avoided all the problems that came after the FA Cup? And I'm a great believer that things are meant to be for a reason. So from nearly being liquidated, we became stronger, and we are where we currently are.